What's up, spectators? Welcome back to an episode of Last Window. Last time we were tasked by Ed to sell two different products for Red Crown to the tenants here in this building to get our job back. So, okay. First thing to do is find out what kind of things people want. The second floor seems like a good starting point. All right, and should be right across the hall is Tony. Tank, you're so handsome. Look at you, handsome boy. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow. Well, if it isn't Hyde. How are you doing after our chat yesterday? Not great. I couldn't sleep very well after what you said. In fact, I ended up cracking open a bottle of bourbon I'd been holding on to. Got a nasty hangover, huh? Yeah, you could say that. I got through the entire thing. Did some hardcore thinking. Turns out I managed to solve a few issues I've been having, though. Yeah? Like what? Well, for one, I realized music's my reason for living. Good to hear. Did you come over just to see how I was doing? That's one of the reasons. What else did you want? Is there anything bothering you? Bothering me? You know, like you've run out of something and you need some more. Run out of something? Can't think of anything I need to go out and buy. Looks like I'm losing this one. I just remembered. Remembered what? There was something I was thinking about buying. What was it? It's something I could use on a guitar. Tony. A guitar is an invaluable piece of equipment to a person in the music business. Musicians may make a lot of sacrifices when they're short of cash, but they'll always be willing to buy something if it's for their guitar. You got that right. Glad to know we see eye to eye for once, Hyde. We do? I'm looking for something to put the shine back on the old guitar. There's an audition coming up and I gotta get it shining before then. My guitar's in a pretty bad state. Real filthy, you know? The stuff I was using before just ran out right before this audition came up. Put me in a real fix. The problem is, these things cost money and the kind of stuff I'm after is expensive. Be good if there was something cheaper available. There is, Tony. It's right here in my hand. You got something like that? Oh boy. Oh boy, look at what I have here. I hand Tony the wax. It's wax? It's brand new product that's guaranteed to put the shine back on anything. Just apply some of this and it'll be gleaming in no time. So this'll work on my guitar too. Absolutely. Bet this stuff doesn't come cheap though, right? I thought you'd say that. Thing is, this stuff's very cheap. How cheap? Only $3. $3? It's a deal. Thanks. Here's your cash. Nice doing business with you. I received $3 from Tony. Be seeing you. Tony goes back into his room. Not too shabby. Glad Tony decided to take one of my items off my hands. Now I just gotta make a sale to one more person and I'll prove my commitment to Ed. Mr. Hyde, what do you want? Have you got a moment? Now? I'm a little busy, actually. Sorry to have bothered you. No, it's no problem. Anyway, I got plenty of more important things on my mind. In fact, I got something quite serious to take care of. Say, Charles. What have you got to take care of? Will you help me? Well, I'll try if you think I can. I broke something. And that something was... It was a tiny little thing that we were going to use during filming. I see. I'm gonna lose my job over this, I'm sure. I work part-time helping on a film set. I'm an assistant to the camera staff. There was a prop we planned to use during the filming. It was a fragile piece of pottery. I wasn't paying attention and I broke it. It was an accident. Calm down. That's pretty bad. I know. My boss is gonna kill me for sure. There aren't any others we can use as replacements either. Can you tell me how it broke? Sure. It was a clean break, right down the middle. I'm usually a really careful person too. What did the director say? He told me to go and find a replacement. Of course I went out and looked, but there weren't any that looked similar. If I can't find one we can use, I'll be fired for sure. This was my big chance. If only there was some way I could return the pot to the way it was. Ah, perfect, I have a time machine for sale. I may have just the thing for you. Let's see. Here, take a look at this. I passed Charles some super strength adhesive. Is this some kind of glue? It's one of the items I'm selling. My guess is it'll be perfect for fixing things like that broken pot of yours. If you're right and I can fix the pot, we'll be able to use it for filming after all. You better give it a try. How much do you want for this? $3 ought to do it. Here you go. It's all there, thanks. I received $3. Thanks, Mr. Hyde. I'll give it a try. I'll use it and head right to the studio. Charles leaves. Great. I've managed to sell one of my items to Charles. That's that. I sold items to 2 people living here in this building. Maybe now Ed'll cut me some slack. No time to waste. I'll get him on the phone right away. Time to get my job back. Red Crown, how may I help you? It's me. Is Ed around? Yeah, I'll just grab him. What do you want, Hyde? Just wanted to let you know I passed your little test. I sold some of my items to the people living here. You did you? Faster than I expected, too. I worked out what they needed and offered some suitable items from my stock. Clever. So you finally realized what it takes to sell things, huh? Well, congratulations. You're no longer fired. Now get your ass over to the office. Hang on, Ed. There's a favor I need to ask of you. Wow, right with the favor exactly. I'm fresh out of favors, Hyde. Don't push it. Let me stay here and work instead of coming back to the office. And naturally, you must have a good reason. You'd have found out sooner or later. I took the order from that mysterious client. So I want to stay here until I get to the bottom of it. So you know who the client is now, I suppose? No, haven't figured that part out yet. But I've been promised some more information about that and the reward soon. Just tell me why, Hyde. Why are you so hell-bent on completing this order? I mean, the thing went missing 25 years ago. What makes you think you can find it now? I'm not sure, but the order must have come straight to me for a reason. The person who sent it to me must believe that I can get to the bottom of it. You probably heard from my mom by now, but the case on Dad's murder will be reopened. I've been thinking about it, and here's what I believe. Something tells me that if I can locate the item on the order sheet, I can find out more about his death. You mean you think this is all connected? Come on, you're reaching a bit, aren't you? Just call it a gut feeling. Gut feeling, huh? That's the Hyde I know, all right. Okay, you won me over. I'll let you deal with this order, despite my better judgment. The only condition is you come up with the goods without fail. From today onward, that crummy apartment you call home is your office. Roger that, Ed. Aside from the stuff you've already got Rachel looking into, is there anything else you'd find useful for your investigations? You ever heard of a guy named Frank Raver? He's older than you, used to be an LAPD cop. Frank Raver? The name rings a bell, but I can't put a face to him. Why are you interested? He lives in this building. He's been looking into the events that happened 13 years ago. Seems he's keen on solving the case that never got solved. The victim's name was Kathy McGrath. She was the wife of the hotel's owner. Okay. I'll see if I can call in a couple favors and dig up some dirt on the guy. I owe you, Ed. Things are looking up. Seems I can focus my efforts on that order now. Before I do anything, though, I'd better put all these things back in my box. I think it's time I tried to find a bit more about this building. When I think about who's likely to know the most about the history of this place, the one who springs to mind is Sydney, the cafe owner. That reminds me, I haven't eaten anything since this morning. Maybe I'll head down there and grab a bite to eat. Food. Looks like the place is empty. Hi there, come on in. Welcome to Lucky's Cafe. Hi, Claire. What's today's coffee? It's straight mandling, man. It's from Indonesia and has a distinctive aroma and a strong taste to match. Sounds good. I'll take one of those and a large plate of pasta carbonara. Let me guess. You want that with mushrooms and coarsely ground pepper. Perfect. You got it, Mr. Hyde. Feel free to take your usual seat, too. Thanks. It's been quite a while since I had lunch here on Monday. Here you go. Today's coffee. And a plate of carbonara. The pasta's fettuccine. And the bacon's hand-smoked by Dad. It looks and smells wonderful. Sure does. Enjoy. Ooh, a little wink there. Claire leaves the table and heads off elsewhere. There's a freshly made cup of coffee and a piping hot plate of carbonara on the table. Dude's living the life, man. This is the dream. I can't get enough of this smell. Ah, so jealous. Hi there, Mr. Hyde. Huh? Oh, hi, Sydney. How are you enjoying today's coffee? The initial taste's pretty mild, but it certainly has some depth to it. Doesn't it just? It's not everyone who can discern the taste of mandling. I like the full body texture too. Alright, just say all the buzzwords. You really know your coffee, Mr. Hyde. Plus, this carbonara is something else. Glad you mentioned it. It's one of my own creations. Is that pride I'm sensing? You got it. This place prides itself on the food as well as the coffee, you know. Friendly staff too, and the best service you'll find anywhere around these parts. It's got everything. Be that as it may, I still can't believe we have to close at the place at the end of the month. Sydney. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it to come out quite that loudly. Have you found a new place to set the cafe up in yet? No, not yet, unfortunately. To be honest, just thinking about it gives me a headache. After 12 years of slogging at it here, I kinda hoped I'd never have to move. Can't say I'm looking forward to starting all over again. 12 years, that's quite a run. If you add that to the time I spent working at the old place, it's 18 years in total. You knew all about this place when it was a hotel, right? That's right. There's some stuff I'd like to know about then. Could you tell me what kind of hotel it was? Actually, I can do better than that. I got a picture if you'd like to see. Even better. Here, in all its glory. That's how the place looked 13 years ago. I take the 1967 hotel photo from Sydney. Who knows, maybe a 13-year-old photo of the hotel will come in handy. Mind if I hang on to this for a while? Not at all. Just bring it back when you're done. Sydney says his piece and moves away from the table. Wait. Oh, okay. I'm sure he's done things between 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. I doubt he would just sit there sniffing coffee and eating pasta. Although, it doesn't sound that bad either. That's a good afternoon. That afternoon after lunch at Lucky's Cafe, I decided I needed some fresh air and headed into town. It's that time of year again. The streets are packed with people looking for presents. Before I even know it, I've taken myself into a back alley, away from all the commotion. It's not long before I find myself going into an old movie theater nearby. This place is great. It only plays classic films. This time it's a Western. Man, this guy just does what he wants. Just, I want some fresh air. Goes, watches a movie. Mean-looking guy with a heart of gold saves the village from bandits. Everyone loves him. The woman and the kid want him to stay, but he knows he's got to move on. Brilliant stuff. In a certain light, the profile of the star reminds me a little of my dad. I let out a sigh. By the time I leave the place, the sun's nearly set and night is creeping in. Remembering my dad has left me feeling a little heavy-hearted. I shamble back home. The building looks decrepit. I like it. Wait, like it knows its days are numbered. I look up. I notice a light in one of the windows on the 4th floor. Is somebody up there? Huh? Somebody's coming down the stairs. Who the hell is that? Hello there. Who are you? What's the matter? Too good to even say hello? Not that I mind. I'm Will White from room 306. So this is Will White. After giving the guy a good looking over, I seem to recall seeing him once before. I must apologize. It's a shame you didn't remember my name. Especially since I know exactly who you are. You live in 202, Mr. Hyde, right? That's right. Sorry I didn't recognize you just now. It's no problem, don't give it a second thought. I'm a salesman myself. I spend so much time away from here on business. It's no wonder most of the others in this building don't recognize me. Seems like the do-gooder gentleman type. Exact polar opposite to the type of salesman I am. I'd look forward to becoming a closer acquaintance with you, Mr. Hyde. But as you know, we're both about to leave this place. Looks like the most appropriate thing we can say would be along the lines of, it's a shame. You got that right. Excuse me if I'm a little forward, Mr. Hyde, but about leaving this place. Have you heard any further information from Mrs. Patrice? I'm especially interested in finding out exactly why she decided to sell all of a sudden. She just said that it's tough for one woman alone to run a place like this. Not to mention the recent bout of trouble that's been happening. I see. I can fully appreciate how running this place alone could take it out of you. In fact, recently I've been disturbed by noises coming from the floor above at night. I wanted to ask her to take a look because I can't imagine what could be causing it. Please excuse me, I must be going. Will ascends the stairs and disappears out of sight. A man who certainly likes the sound of his own voice. What he told me about the noise and the light I saw just now might be wise to go up and have a look. All right. Huh? The fire doors open. This door is open. Nothing. It's like a bad knock-knock joke and I'm the punchline. Alright, go in. Someone's here. Hey, I knocked, Dylon. Yeah, being like a murderer in here. I have been expecting you. The man calls out without turning around. Is that you, Mr. Hyde? Dylon. I thought it'd be you. Looks like I need to add clairvoyance to the list of what handymen can do. I just figured there's only one person around here who'd sneak in here like that. Guess I was right too. Yeah, you got me, except I knocked, you idiot. You took a look around up on the 4th yesterday, right, Mr. Hyde? Yeah, I did a bit of snooping. I noticed the door for 404 was unlocked, so I went inside. You went to 404, huh? I wonder who the culprit is. The culprit for what? For causing a ruckus up here. Thanks to whoever it was, Mr. White from 306 complained about it to me. Because of that, Mrs. Patrice ordered me to find the cause of the noises. As if I don't have enough to do. What kind of complaint was made? Apparently there was some sort of loud noise all of a sudden from this floor. Mr. White was woken up by it and decided to complain. That explains what he was telling me when he spoke a little earlier. I got the impression that it doesn't take much to get his panties in a bunch. He's the kind of guy who pays too much attention to even the tiniest things. Always ready to complain. To tell the truth, I don't really get on with him. I couldn't agree more, and I've only ever spoken to him properly once. That's comforting. I'm glad it's not just me being petty about something. Comforting? Yeah. You see, after we last chatted, I thought that you're a really interesting guy. And I wanted to continue our conversation from before. It's not just me either, Mr. Hyde. Mr. Raver from 302 also said something about having a chat with you. Why do you want to continue our conversation? After I found out you used to be a detective, I really wanted to hear more about the kinds of things you did back on the force. I'm pretty sure you'd be bored by most of the stories I'd have to tell you. I really doubt that. I want to hear stories from real cases, evidence, clues, that sort of thing. Dylon, I'm serious. Sorry to disappoint, but I really don't have anything exciting to share. Really? That's a shame. Why does Frank want to talk to me? I would have thought it's because he knows you used to be a detective. You and he must have a lot in common. So, should I assume that you told him all about my past as well? Yeah, I told him, but only because he asked me. When did he do that? It was just this morning, actually. He asked what kind of man you were. This is what I told him. I said you used to be a cop back in Manhattan. Then 4 years back, you shot your partner, quit the force, and became a salesman. Should I have kept my mouth shut? Right, I better be going. Not sure how it happened, but it seems the noise came from a knocked over floor light. He may as well leave this room together, Hyde. We may as well leave this room together. Actually, I'd appreciate some time to have a quick look around. You want to look around in here? If possible, yeah. Sure, go ahead, as long as you don't damage anything. I'll lock the place up later. Be seeing you, Mr. Hyde. Huh? What the hell was that? Well, it has been over 25 minutes, so I'd like to end this video here, and next time we'll continue investigating room 405. So, stay tuned for the next episode, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye!